Homeground Heroes is back, and this year I've got a new recruit.
Kia ora touch whānau, it's time to nominate the unsung volunteers who put the mahi in for the sport we love.
Enter them now for the chance to win $5,000 for their touch community.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Tuia te rangi e tūnei, tuia te papa e tokoto nei, tuia te kupu a te tangata, tihei Mauri ora. E te iwi nau mai haere mai ki tēnei papa hōtanga a Whakaata Māori. Georgie, welcome back to our second of our live stream finals against Waikato and Bay Plenty in the first of our girls grades, the under 16 girls. We just come off what was an incredible start today, a super hot final between Nelson and Whanganui, where Nelson came out the victors 7-5. What a game that was, George.
Oh, what a game. I've said it once, I'll say it twice. We come to the best of the best, and it's the 16 girls. This is where the cream rises to the top. We've had over 1,000 athletes over 3 days battling it out, and Waikato have been outstanding. I think it's been 70 tries to 3 throughout the tournament. Got a close battle in the semi-final, 3-2, and they're pumped, ready to go in this grand final against the Bay of Plenty team.
As good as Waikato are, Georgie, Bay of Plenty just as good as both teams come into this final undefeated. They've both had 7 games, 8 games up to this point, and as you just mentioned, all the touchdowns that they have come into this game undefeated, so both winning by 1 touchdown in the semi-finals. Great to see how close that competition was. So this is anyone's game now, as you talked about. Waikato very strong in the girls' grade. So this will be an interesting one. What do you think is going to happen in this game, George?
Oh, like you said, it's anyone's game. Who comes to the party in the finals? When you're dealing with 16-year-olds with all that intel, all that IQ, putting it under a pressure situation in this grand final. Who's going to come to the top? Who's going to rise on this occasion? Who's going to do the basics well? As we look to the Bay of Plenty team on our screen, we got some names that you recognise from the past, but a couple of names that stand out is Bryce, Stone Taylor, and we got Tito and Albert, who'll be ones that we'll watch out for in the Bay of Plenty team. And if we go to the list of Waikato, we've got Edwards, Toko and Te Whare are names that are prominent here throughout the tournament and hopefully prominent in the final.
Yep, super excited about this one. Had the privilege of watching the Waikato under 16 girls earlier on in the tournament. Very, very sharp, obviously. Victors in that case as well. Look, as one of the commentators that I used to commentate with back in the past would say before the game, he'd say to me, Maya, who's your sakakinas on? So, George, who's your sakakinas on in this game?
Yeah, I don't usually chuck it on the table, mate. I like to eat them. But if we had to pick one today, I tell you what, it's going to be a close one. And as I said, the team that holds it together, works on their processes, keeps the nerves aside, is going to win it. With the experience, I think with the build-up to this tournament, Waikato might just get up on this one.
Well, if you're taking Waikato, I'm taking Bay. But anyway, we're just out here to watch a great game of touch. And before we get into the tap-off, just want to acknowledge the 3 referees who, again, have worked really hard over the whole season, but in particular this last weekend. And we have in this final, Caitlin Kimpton. It's great to see there's many, when you look at a team sheet for a team, there's a lot of sisters, brothers, and then mum or dad might be manager or coach. Well, there's also whānau in the referee ranks. It's Caitlin Kimpton, Daryl Jones, and Tanisha Gill. Generally speaking, George, the referee who starts the match is the lead referee. Not that they're any more significant within the game, but it's probably that they have been ranked the higher. So that is the case. In this case, Caitlin Kimpton, well done on your achievement so far, but to all the refs, well done.
Oh, well done to Caitlin. And if she follows her dad's footsteps, she's going to have a blinder. He was exceptional in the first game. Blows her whistle from right to left on our screen. We have Waikato with the tap off, going through the middle of the field, setting up, painting a picture. They'll be feeling each other out in these first 5 minutes.
The two co-captains for Waikato in the previous game were the key players, as we've seen one of them there just going in, both of them actually, we're going into dummy half. Both Murphy and Edwards. Edwards really used her pace, really used her confidence. We see her again just onto the ball, incredibly graceful with everything she does. First set of the match, George, we see the number 8 from Waikato, Haggy, go in for touchdown number 1.
Here we go with a sweet play, split back out and actually fakes it. There was a wrapper coming around. We missed it earlier. Faked that one and had the follow come back through. Yeah,
real good misdirection there from Waikato. Held up that shutting middle. That was on the right-hand side for Bay of Plenty. 1-0. Your Kinners look safe so far as we come to the end of the first minute. Bay of Plenty into their work. And this is the player for me. Definitely the MVP in this grade for me is Collier. We just seen Edwards with her grace, her style, her pace, do what she's done, and there we have it. We have the hit back straight away from Bay of Plenty, the number 14, Bryce, with a great dot down. Collier, the player I was just throwing chocolates to. Just a late cut, good work there from 10. Oh, great touchdown, George.
Oh, talk about the finesse, the class, the light hands, soft hands with the cut play, double flick there, and Bryce does deliver with a touchdown. What a beautiful try to watch. I love to see that in slow-mo.
I really feel like this is going to be for Waikato, a Murphy-Edwards battle versus for Bay of Plenty, a Collier match-it battle. As we see again here, Waikato into their work. Great dive from the number 7 from Bay of Plenty. Taniko Akuhara. Another key player is the 10 from Waikato. Jessie Rayner. 3 sets, 3 touchdowns, George.
I look down, I look up, and it's touchdown. The Bunnings Warehouse replay. Here we go. Pick fakes it with the 33 fake. There's the plus going the short side, flicks out into the holes. Bay of Plenty overcompensating, looking at the 33 peel option there, and touchdown to Waikato.
Definitely the area of greatest improvement in the sport of touch is in our female grades. They are elite athletes, incredibly smart. As we see straight back into it. Will we get 4 sets, 4 touchdowns off her right back to the middle? Unfortunately, not quite to hand, just a little bit low. Good defense there from Waikato. It's Murphy, gets things moving. Nice little settling touch there from Jessie Rayner. We see there, Skipper Edwards takes a break as well. Be interesting now with 2 very key attackers for Waikato in the sub box. We'll probably see Kern Stefari. Oh, nice little go down the short side, George. Good defense.
Yeah, nice little change up there, going with the option of the sweep that time, putting the thread on with a nice little dive, but the questions were answered by Bay of Plenty with a great touch on number 6. Here we go with Bay of Plenty working their way through the midfield. It's a little bit slower than they were in the last. All that hard defense has put them under the pump as they regather themselves, get through the midfield. Here's a turn of pace, number 4. She did it before. She has another go, getting to halfway.
Collier. Just watch her. She looks like she's asleep when she plays, so much. It's effortless as she gets through. Here's the referee say play through. After Burners on, now just slowing up, looking for options. Who does she find? Unfortunately, just wasn't on the same page there with her winger from Bay of Plenty, but again on show, George, just the work from Collier.
You spoke about it before, one to watch out for, and just like that, from it probably wasn't their best set of yards, but look at that, when you got Collier making something out of nothing with that speed. Beautiful to see.
We went from 3 sets, 3 touchdowns to 3 sets, no touchdowns. So both teams now finding their feet at both ends. So now they go back to the middle and we see Karen Stefari. Again, I left her name out when I was talking about Murphy and Edwards, but actually in that live stream game it was A great second half performance from Kieran's Te Whare. That really got Waikato across the line. Another good set of defence though from Bay of Plenty. Now both teams settled into what they're doing. You talked about probably not Bay of Plenty's best set last time on transition there. George again just a little bit disjointed, just looking for players. I imagine we'll see Edwards on coming into this as we see Waikato just smartly taking a couple of yards to settle things, get them towards the 7 metre line while their players are coming on. And here she is, straight into it. All numbers on the outside as they look to go to the right. Great setup for that play in the touch before, George.
Oh, tell me about it. Like, good movement, good passing, running great lines with a great second phase play to set up the winger. Here we go with the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Let's see this beauty again. Nice pass. They've been working on their passes. Nice dump, nice pass to the winger, and an even better finish there.
Yeah,
by
beautiful
our winger.
pass from Murphy there, and great hold from the winger. But all they did is played what was in front of them. Seen they had an overlap. Instead of chucking missed passes, which takes away that overlap, just draw and pass, took a yard, drew that winger in. Great dot down. 3-1. Waikato been very, very strong. Sort of just a reflection of what's been happening for the last 3 sets here, Bay of Plenty, just not seeming to come out all on the same page, but with the talent they possess, they can make something out of nothing. As we see here, number 1, Danny, the captain, unfortunately, just couldn't quite pick that one up.
Yeah, Ed Hayes should have been looking for a step or a whack or a long ball off that dummy half play. Unfortunately, didn't get it that time. Famous name in the mixed game, but here today, a famous name in the 16 girls.
Waikato now, not their best set, but we see a great drive there, getting wrestling back some momentum. Kieran's Te Whare, straight back on the ball, steps off her right, gasses on the outside. Oh, might have been a forward pass, just seen the support referee running back through the picture there. Yep, forward pass.
I'm really happy with these referees. They're keeping really good sevens, keeping the teams apart, allowing the game to flow, and also picking up on these little things. They've set the standards. You've got to do the little things right and earn those tries.
Collier now definitely needs to be out on attack when her team has the ball. Just again, mesmerising the defence. Just looking like there's no space, but somehow gets around and earns her team a penalty. That's the real talent. Number 14 from Bay of Plenty, see there at the top of the screen, the link, scores a lot of touchdowns and generally comes from Collier, so not saying it's going to happen, but we might see a 1-2 combination between these two as they go outside. Great defence here from Kieran's Te Whare.
Yeah, good systems there. Nice corner shutting down that option for Collier of the dive. It may open up a long play in the next play. But it's not going to happen if we get those little messy plays like that happening, Maya Williams.
Yeah, it just looks like a bit of frustration creeping in for Bay of Plenty when they do have the ball both through that orange phase and again down on attack. So no doubt Coach Eliza Ward will be just giving some few settling messages when the girls are in the box. But good work, Waikato captain, co-captain Edwards. On the ball now, strong drive from the other co-captain Murphy. Edwards on the outside. Good chase out there from the number 10 from Bay of Plenty. Reeve, good work. Just seeing here, again, Georgie, just unfortunately not too many people behind the ball for Bay of Plenty. Therefore, dummy half having to go searching, using up a few touches, but a little bit of extra yards here. Just maybe on the when they're exiting off their line, instead of just bailing to that sub-box, George, just hanging around, making sure they can get some good momentum, and then once they're up by the box, they can sub off. Late cut, unexpected there from the number 6, Meadow Peacock.
What I'll say, Maya Williams, is in regards to the potency they have with their skills of Bay of Plenty and elusiveness with the ball, once they get that middle field game going, it's going to be a rocker, mate. I'll tell you what.
Only my grandma calls me Maya Williams when I'm in trouble. It took me by surprise there. Like I thought, back into it. If it's not Edwards and Murphy's, it's normally Kieran's Te Whare. Nice backdoor loop there from the 14. touch made. I wondered if the actual number 2 there made the touch for a second, looking back to the ref. Good work. Number 2, Savage for Bay of Plenty. Let's see what this set looks like.
Nice dummy.
Yeah, nice yards there. And again, it's just helping keep more players behind the ball so the substitutes can come on without having to go too far back. Just a settling touch back to the middle, but we see it there. 4th touch, still inside their own half. 5th touch, just over halfway, off the left, probably looking for numbers. Too many players in front of the ball. Great set of defence there from Waikato. This is exactly what they did earlier in the weekend, George. Just put the pressure on so much that it made the other team sort of go into uncharacteristic type plays or errors. Just unsettled the team, and that's a real skill. And when you've got the coaches, as they do, in that sub-box, Shane Edwards, Peter Walters, you may have played a game of touch or two against or with both of them.
I'll tell you what, with those 2 names in there, you're not going to go lost or looking for knowledge-wise. And speaking of knowledge, we've got tries and touchdowns galore coming for Waikato. Number 13, put a dotting down. Bunnings Warehouse with the sweep, looks out long.
Tamsin McNamara Charlatan just got on the outside of the link defender. She's trying to hustle back and get her. Unfortunately, her and the winger just not on the same page. Good work there from Waikato, creating an overlap. 4-1, very dominant performance so far, but just the key areas that through that orange zone, George. But now, Bay of Plenty starting from the middle as we see Collier on the ball. Just again, maybe not the platform that she needed. The ball bobbling around in the ruck there made it difficult for her. However, another good set from Waikato. Edwards. It's either Murphy followed up by Edwards, or Edwards followed up by Murphy. Those two joined at the hip. Great combination. Excellent yards here as we see 50 metres and 4 touches. They'll come back to the middle to set things up. Nice lift. Well, how many people were there? 3. Those that can't count and those that can. I'm in the 4th category. As we see Bay of Plenty, much better position to start from. Collier still on the field now. This is better here from Bay of Plenty. Made some adjustments, good direction, strong touch from the number 14. Toko and the Waikato team took any chance of a strong platform out of that yard. Nothing wrong with it, perfectly legal. Exactly what you'd be wanting to see if you're the coach, George.
Yeah, and what you want to see as a coach, you want to talk about winning moments and winning parts of the game. And the part that's standing out here for Waikato is winning that midfield, the transition zone, whether it be on attack or on defence. They're pressing hard, which is making it hard for Bay of Plenty to get into the strike zone. And also when they're attacking, all guns are blazing, mate. They're going 100 miles an hour. So well done to Waikato.
Bay again, though, good set as we see them starting off just back from their 10-metre defensive line. Much better than coming off their line. It means they're closer to the box. Players can get on and off quicker. They can get set up a lot better. Collier works their way back on the field in tandem here with Eddie Hay. Reset penalty just offside Waikato. Just out of that intense effort that they have going. The whole first half of just lifting up off their line. Just unfortunately got it wrong there. That pass definitely looked a little bit straighter than straight.
Yeah, if you take it back a couple of notches there, what you're seeing is Waikato on defence is having a prominent 3 or a person that's going high. And so for Collier and Irahe, they can't get in behind. They need to pull up two defenders to create, because they can scoop, they can step. Once they get 2 defenders in making the touch or in behind the ruck, the game's going to change.
The number 8, Haggy, really impressed with the yard she gets. Really direct, getting 10, 12, sometimes 15 metres as Edwards off her left. Key part of the game here, this last set for both teams, obviously for Waikato to ensure that the dominance that they have had is rewarded by taking a 4-1 lead into the first half. But for Bay of Plenty, just being able to lift the spirits. A touchdown here would be perfect. Really keen if we can, just unfortunately an error. Plenty of subs gone off for Bay of Plenty. I thought Waikato might tap that and go. It was a bit of a 6-on-2 there for a while. Bay of Plenty got themselves sorted. Edwards, though, Oh, great touch there from number 11, George.
Yeah, match it.
Alia match it. Captain, co-captain. Real effort there. The Edwards, though. A couple of mistakes we've seen in this last minute, as I'm sure we'll hear the hooter soon. Waikato taking a very dominant lead into this halftime break, 4-1. Ko taimai te weherutanga, ka kite anō aku nei.
Another round of touch footy here at the Bunnings National Touch Championship, Youth Championships rather. Hey, just a heads up, our friends from Bunnings supporters.
Homeground Heroes is back, and this year I've got a new recruit.
Kia ora touch whānau, it's time to nominate the unsung volunteers who put the mahi in for the sport we love.
Enter them now for the chance to win $5,000 for their touch community.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
E te iwi no mai hoki mai to our second live stream final here on day 3 of the 2024 Bunnings Youth National Championship here at Bruce Pullman Park in Takanini, where we see our second match in the under-16 girls grade. It is Waikato up against Bay of Plenty, as we see Shane Edwards, coach for Waikato, and this is why they are as good as they are. They're winning 4-1, and you can see him continuing to lay down the standards, that they are just not going to drop their standards. George, first of our try-lights.
Yeah, and there's been an array of styles of tries from the Waikato. Here we go with Collier working her magic and creating this finesse, this beautiful touchdown for Bay of Plenty. And once again, here we go with Waikato with another playbook here, faking the 33 peel, picking, they often call it a plus, goes long through the hands, and great chopping for a touchdown for Waikato. Here we go again, nice soft hands, beautifully played, second phase, looking out to our winger. Puts her on the board. You're in 2s and 3s when it comes to the Bay of Plenty defence, when you've got to keep guessing on these options here with a sweep play, going back against the grain. And you've got speed like this, running with 2 hands, keeping the ball available, allows you to die for another touchdown.
Look, George, I'm really looking forward to the adjustments that the coach, the Bay of Plenty coach has given her team with regards to how they're going to improve in that transition phase, exiting off their line. But before that, as you see at the bottom of your screen, the Bunnings Warehouse Homeground Heroes is back for 2024, and we are super excited to be celebrating these homeground heroes who are making meaningful differences in the touch community. So please, if there's people that you know back in your community who are doing so much for touch, get on the Touch New Zealand Facebook page or the Instagram page and make sure you nominate them so that they can be rewarded in a small way by $5,000. But straight into the action, number 11 here. Oh, that would have been a great way to start for Bay of Plenty, George, to get one up on the board, just to eat into that lead Waikato have created.
Yeah, great start from Bay of Plenty there. Almost had an opportunity. As you saw from Waikato, how powerful was that defence, attacking defence, putting Bay of Plenty under pressure, which they may not be used to from a tap-off play.
Waikato, though, as we've talked about this orange zone quite a number of times, so dominant in the space. Great platform set up for a good scoop. Equal to that was the defence. As I'm thinking the referee's going to call a touch and pass. Yeah, much better there from Bay of Plenty. The defence has been exceptional, even though there is a 4-1 lead. Waikato had many opportunities on their line. It's this part of the game that we're really interested in seeing what adjustments have been made. 2 touches nearly at halfway. Instantly, better work here from Bay of Plenty. Collier doing what she does, giving her players time to get onto the field there, George.
Yeah, the work rate of Waikato has been exceptional here. And then Collier once again takes a pick, tries to create out of nothing. Ball is gone.
I just wonder if Collier lost the count there. I'm pretty sure that was going to be the 5th touch and probably could have had another opportunity to set things up. First penalty there was for a touch and pass, George, and then just taking too long to get the ball back to the mark, so the referee has taken them down another 10 metres. The key in the performance is the defence. That's the foundation, and Bay of Plenty have definitely got solid defence, so hopefully they can keep that up in the second half, but make the adjustments through the middle of the field, give themselves more opportunities as we see Waikato going left to right. And as I said earlier, if something's going good, I'll just talk about it and we'll turn it around straight away as we see the touchdown. Edwards, all the time in the world, gets on the outside, all the defence runs towards Edwards for obvious sakes, which means there's space back on the right-hand side. Great line run, great touchdown there from the Waikato link. Bit of an unsung hero, that number 16, Wilson. Always doing the hard mahi and there to get the treats, which she is so well deserved. Bay of Plenty though, back onto attack, George, 5-1. Plenty of time, game isn't out of reach, but they'll definitely need to be the next to score.
Yeah, nothing is out of reach with this amount of time left. 4 touchdowns can be scored within probably 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So we do have time for Bay of Plenty to get back into this game. Looking long. The defence from Waikato is not giving them an inch.
No, not at all. It's great to see Akuhata in the middle there. I think with Collier being as incredible as she is, that she takes a lot of the Waikato focus. So if they can use, like they did with Edwards in that last play, Collier as a decoy, and Akuhata and other players can come in that middle and show them what they got. And here she is, called it in the first half, the number 8, the meter eater. Yards. 6 touch. Is that a frustration when you know how you have yards pattern, so you know on which touch you're going to be doing which thing, and then referees call 6 on the 5th? Not that that's what happened. That was definitely the 6th touch.
Yeah, sometimes the maths doesn't get right, and you lose count and you're out of sync. But it does happen. They're down at the right end of the field, so they'll be happy with that one. Might not got the finisher they were wanting at the end of that, but
yeah, unfortunately, in the right place. Maka Whakamoa, forward pass off the ruck. Good pick up there by referee Gilt, Tanisha Gilt from the mighty Hawke's Bay. Waikato now, here she is, the meter eater, just getting her team down there. Not only does she get good meters, really strong in the roll ball, really, really good technique, fundamental skills. Does number 8, great to see her get across for a touchdown, definitely deserves one. Heggie. Interesting to see out here. No Edwards, no Murphy. Just drawn pass, simple drawn pass. Collier gets in behind. Good work, didn't die with the ball. Did the winger from Waikato straight back across the other side. Pretty enterprising play there, George.
Oh, talk about enterprising. It was that fast. I left the camera behind. Bay of Plenty with the ball once again. See if they can get the momentum going forward. We need a really good driving set here to have a nice finish at the tail end.
To Dan, Chris, Terry, Tim, our incredible team bringing these amazing pictures to us. Just a massive shout out for the awesome mahi you're doing, particularly yesterday. Oh my gosh, talk about having to stand in a storm all day. Incredible work. They'd come in and it looked like they'd just come off the NASA space station. They'd have so much gears and stuff and balaclavas over their face. 5-1, couple of mistakes there for Bay of Plenty just as they're coming off their line. But just looking down into their box, seeing the coach, giving them some comms. Waikato though, Edwards, back to the right, faked left. Edwards and Murphy again in tandem. Was it a touch? Oof. Great work there from Murphy and Edwards, co-captains George, just a simple try in the middle.
Yeah, good footwork. Pick once again, pass. Nice footwork, looks again, gets number 4 working left to right. And board down, touch cord, referee in a good position. Well done to Waikato.
Definitely one of my biases. I hate players not going over the ball. And you would have seen that, the player planting the ball on the ground and not getting her body or leg over it. So if you can get away with it, by all means. But unlucky there for Bay of Plenty. Kieran Stefari now in defence. See her there in the long white socks. Strong player, both ends of the field, two-way player. Bay of Plenty now seemingly going to nothing, George, unfortunately. Definitely the effort there, both defensively and attacking, just not quite on the same page. 6-1, 8 minutes to go. Score definitely reflects the dominance Waikato have had, George.
Yeah, and we talked about it before, and it's through this middle patch here in transition. So look at these yards here. They've got them backtracking more than the New Zealand smoke-free policies at the moment. So let's see if Bay of Plenty can get back into action.
Oh, great work. Just speed onto the ball from the number 7 from Waikato. Mauri Cricket Crosby. There's really nothing on. It's just her injection of pace when she come onto that ball. Got into a channel defences where defence was at 6s and 7s. They hit their back to her. She just goes straight through for probably one of the easiest touchdowns. And she made that easy simply by her timing and pace onto the ball. 7-1. Waikato over Bay of Plenty in the second of our live stream finals and day 3 of the 2024 Bunnings Warehouse Touch Nationals here at Bruce Pullman, Takanini. Much better here, gets inside. Good work there from Eddie Hay.
Coaches will be happy nullifying these elusive tackers with a high point there, and work rate is on for Waikato. Once again, driving through the midfield, working their way to the box, getting fresh legs on, tired legs off.
Oh, yards again, just so well drilled, this team, with a clear focus on doing the little things well, understanding what the key parts of the game are. Karen Stefare, nice ball out to the left.
Just for our whānau at home, and just so you know, this is day 3 of a grueling event. These girls have worked very hard throughout 2 days of competition, battling some top teams from around the country. We've had over 1,000 competitors over these 3 days, and we've come to this time here. There will be some tired legs, some tired bodies out there putting on a show for us, and we see them giving all their heart and soul out there in this grand final.
Nice yards from Bay. They've definitely picked this up as Collier looks to go inside. Gets the netball pass off to the side. Touch was made, but referee Gill says ball down first. Great little hit back there. Momentum, key part of this try, George. Just carrying that momentum through from their defensive end. As we see, Collier normally sets them up. Great dot down there from the Bay of Plenty. Number 10 getting over. I think that might be for a second.
Yeah, that time Bay of Plenty won the middle of the field. Some strong rucking there, setting up a beautiful platform. We talked about Collier before. If you get a good platform, she's going to dominate. And she linked up with Revi Ngahu for a touchdown there, putting that down to 2-7.
We don't get too many shots of them behind their in goals, but just off screen you can see the crowd really building up. Probably a couple hundred people at each end of the field as we start to... We've got 14 fields, whānau, around this incredible venue of games going on all day. But just as other teams' tournaments come to an end and we get down to our last few finals, we'll start to see the crowd really grow around the finals field, George, which is always makes for a great atmosphere. It's number 11 from Bay of Plenty.
Yeah, as we go with this grand final, we still have place-setting games all around the tournament, around our 15 fields that are out there. So whānau are spread few and wide, as we have the plate finals, we have the bronze medal placings happening, and this is our Wahine under 16s taking it on the number 1 pitch.
Murphy and Edwards on together. This is just a scary duo, just with all the options to them. Edwards off her left, no space, but creates it for herself. She's really chuffed with that one. She's pretty emotionless normally after a touchdown, but as we see her there, she's manipulating the 11, taking her on the outside, creating that space inside. Just unfortunately a little bit disconnected there from the number 1. Great effort from the 1, but such was the quality of that setup by Edwards that she created that space for herself.
Yeah, you talk about quality and dominance, I must say. Throughout this entire tournament, Edwards has been someone, what a force to be reckoned with, and she's showing her capabilities out there on the field today. That was some great defence there from Bay of Plenty, but just the elusiveness of Edwards.
And Collier, her equal on the other side, gets into in goal. Oh, I think that's a bit rough. I probably would have just went for the dummy half there, simply because there's a bit of... Both were unsure as to whether the touch had been made or not, but anyway, correct call, technically. Touch and pass. Collie unsure if she was touched, looking to link up with her winger. A great diving touch there from the middle.
Yeah, not much distance difference there, Maya, between the get back onside and the penalty. 3 metres now. But it does make a difference when you're sucking for oxygen, right?
Not in the 10, but now also with the new rules, how we bring it forward 10 metres from the mark. Not for all penalties, but for many. And so sometimes it can almost feel like 20. As we see Waikato, though, to the short side. Yep, you would have seen in the back of the picture, referee Gill telling the link defender she was offside, telling Waikato to play through again. Another one who had great skills with proactive communication, trying to give the non-offending team every advantage they can. Into work, she can do yards, she can score touchdowns. The number 8, I'm so stoked she got that touchdown. Bag's not trying to keep up with her, George.
Oh, she's been dominant. She's her speed is exceptional. You can't keep up with that. And then when you finish with a dive like that, coming out that so fast, out the gates, Heggie, well done. Great touchdown.
Back in the day when we used to have the relays at the start of national tournaments, I tell you what, Bag's having her on my team. I get her to run all 3 legs.
Well, speaking of that, I think we should put a petition in to bring back the sprints, at least for the youth nationals. What do you think, Whānau Mahe out there? You reckon it should happen? Bring these sprints back for these young rangatahi, show their goods out here on the finals field?
Oh, underneath. I thought the ref, yes, he was. Referee Daryl Jones said, yes, you made the touch, but the ball was down first. We see it here for ourselves on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Little 33 play, steps off her left, goes under, and even beat the pace and the skill of Edwards. Great touchdown there by Bay of Plenty. I think that was number 7, Akuhata. Awesome work, 3-9. This is really pleasing to see, George. Bay of Plenty in the last 2 of their last 3 sets, getting down for touchdowns. We see the comms in their box. Girls still heads really high. They're proud, they're resilient. Oh, same move. Keep milking to the cow till it stops filling the bucket. Great work from the number 8. Again, the exact same carbon copy of the last try from Haggie. Just pace onto the ball. Defence had no chance to adjust, George.
Yeah, a nice split in between. And with her speed and dive, once again, a great touchdown. Defence just caught in 1s and 2s. A little bit like watermelon on that occasion. The price of watermelon actually a little bit high these days in summer. So get a little bit lower to get that girl, especially with that dive.
Collier, though, be wanting to get Bay of Plenty across for their 4th. Fifth touch. Nice dive there from the 14. Took Bryce. Bit of an injection onto that ball from Bay of Plenty. And there we have it, Whānau. The Hooter in the background. A very, very dominant performance from Waikato. Very much a team performance. Some key individuals on attack in that team, but across the board, Waikato just too good for this big-hearted Bay of Plenty under-16 girls team, and they are the champions for the 2024 Bunnings Youth Touch Nationals in the youth grade, girls grade. Georgie, it's great to see the excitement for 6 months, 3 months of hard work, even sometimes a couple of seasons. We see the Waikato girls there. It's always sad this time, where there's jubilation for one and sadness for the other.
It's always the case. There's always got to be a victor and someone that we consolidate in here, and it happens to be Bay of Plenty this time. They put a valiant effort after a 3-day tournament out there, but the team that had the program, the system in play to come here to battle with the highest esteem, going to Mauri's tournament, going to Whakaata, going to Pacific Cup, lots of training, having the IQ of these two gentlemen there, Dr. Shane Edwards and Peter Walters. You haven't left a stone unturned, and the rewards there, the fruit are there for them. Do the mahi, get the treats.
Yeah, great work there, and Bay of Plenty could be super proud. I know that's probably not what they're feeling now, but to go undefeated in a national tournament, you're playing the best of the best from all around the motu, and to be undefeated, to be scoring 60 to 70 tries, just a great effort, great game. That's us for the second of our live stream games. Last little shout out to Jesse Rayner, birthday for Waikato. Happy birthday with a gold medal.
Homegrown Heroes is back, and this year I've got a new recruit.
Kia ora touch whānau, it's time to nominate the unsung volunteers who put the mahi in for the sport we love.
Enter them now for the chance to win $5,000 for their touch community.